How's it going, everybody? Today I'm gonna be talking to you about how to make better thumbnails. So before your YouTube video even gets considered to be clicked on, people are gonna wanna look at a thumbnail, and that is gonna be your selling point. This is you advertising that video to the world. So you're gonna wanna make your thumbnails pristine. So I'm gonna give you guys a couple of tricks and tips to make your thumbnail game strong. Jesus Christ. I apologize in advance if my voice is a little groggy. It's because I'm a little bit under the weather. There's the weather, here's me, I'm under it. You're gonna learn a lot in this video, so stay tuned. Get your thinking caps on, because we're thinking now. Also, I got a new desk. Check it out. Pretty dope. All right, so I'm gonna tell you why this would not be a good thumbnail. So, first thing is the Comic Sans font. Please do not use Comic Sans. You are not in 3rd grade. You do not use Comic Sans. You are an adult in a real world adult situation. It's unprofessional, it looks bad. Second thing with the other font is you don't want to use a script font, especially with YouTube where it's going to be hard for somebody to read while they're just scrolling. You want it to be, you want to use a sans serif font over a serif font for that particular reason, where it's big, bold, easy, super good, better. And the third one is don't use a nasty picture. Like, this is a nasty thumb. That's a nasty thumb. You don't want to use a nasty thumb. People are going to be off-put by a gross picture. There's nothing appealing to this. There's nothing sexy about this. This is just gross. It looks wrong. All right, thank God that's out of the way. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna create a new document. So the size that you're gonna wanna go with is 1920 by 1080 with a resolution of 72 and in color mode of RGB. Perfect. Let's call this thumbnail better. All right, so right now you have a blank slate, a canvas. The world is your oyster. So before you even start getting creative, what you should do is you should go on YouTube and you should see what other content creators in your genre are creating. So if you go to kids videos, you see they're colorful. I don't know, if you're doing kids videos, they have all these Disney characters. So keep your thumbnails also with what you're doing in the video, because you don't want to clickbait somebody, because that's just going to get you really negative feedback if you are tricking people into looking at your videos, because that's really just a terrible way to do anything in life. So let's take a look at Smosh. Smosh has amazing thumbnails for their genre, and they're one of the highest ranks, one of the oldest YouTube channels ever. So you know which series they have. Every blank ever, you know what that is. That's a series that you like to watch, and they've got their logo on that. They've got their logo on that, and you recognize the faces here that are in these. So you know that this is gonna be with these people, and you like these people, so you're gonna click on this. You're not clickbaiting by saying, oh my God, here's The Rock, and he's not gonna be in your video. It's not cool. Don't clickbait. Stop clickbaiting. All right, so there's no photos or frames in your video that really pop out at you and that like really exemplify your video. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start from blank. So we're gonna go new fill layer. I'm just gonna go with a solid color. I like kind of a peachy orange kind of color, so let's go with that. Okay, so now what you're gonna do is you're gonna open up Google and you're gonna look up textures. So this by itself is pretty boring. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna add a texture to it. All right, so there's gonna be a bunch of different options. I am gonna go with this one. So all you have to do is just go on the first page of Google and just save this image. Okay, so then just drag and drop that onto your Photoshop composition. Shift click, pull it to the top to constrain the properties. Go back over, and then we're also gonna grab some bokeh. So bokeh is basically just the blurry pixel from a low aperture of a camera. And we're just gonna drop that on. We're just using this as a secondary texture. So now you say, oh, okay, well, you got this overlaid on this. Now what do we do? We hop over into our layers panel and we add an adjustment layer on it. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna screen the bokeh. So you can play around with it a little bit. I'm just gonna do screen. So I'm gonna play around with the texture as well and find a color that I think I'd like. So I actually really like this. This could be used for, I don't know, makeup tutorial or something, kind of bubbly pastel pink.
But for this one, I'm gonna use this one to let my white text stand out more. So my channel, my theme, I stick with 2 texts. So you know that this is gonna be a Dean Rojas video is when I have my 1 Rafi taste, 2 Futura. And I try to associate this with my brand because basically you're building a brand when you're on YouTube. So my brand is associated with these 2 font families of Rafi Taste and Futura. One is simple and one is creative, and I use them together to kind of create this unity. So this looks good to me right now, but it's kind of missing something. It's missing this official mark of what is also going on in this video. So this is also a Photoshop tutorial. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna head over to Google and I'm gonna Google the Photoshop logo, and then I'm going to bring that into my document. So I'm gonna save that as, and I'm gonna drag and drop it, and then I'm gonna resize it. And I wanna make sure that the Photoshop logo is in front of all the other layers, and I drag the anchor point, Jesus. And then, so you wanna bring it up above along with your text, because you don't wanna get anything behind your layers, which doesn't really seem to be bothering it here, but. So here's the thumbnail by itself without any of the added effects. Here is the thumbnail with the bokeh, and here is the thumbnail with the texture as well. So as you can see, it's a pretty big jump with just a couple simple things. So what you're gonna do now is you're gonna export it. So you're gonna wanna export it as a JPEG, and it has to be under 2 megabytes for YouTube to accept it. So if it's over 2 megabytes, go to image size and scale it down to about 75%, or you can scale the quality down. Regardless, it'll make the file smaller. So click export and you can name it whatever you want. I'm just gonna call it thumbnail better. And there you go. So I normally make these thumbnails as I'm uploading the video to YouTube or exporting it. It doesn't really take a long time. So if you do it consistently, you're gonna get better at it. Keep trying things that work and try to find a theme within your channel.
Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, please subscribe, and please leave a comment. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a good one, and I'll see you guys in the next one.